Whoopah! All right, here we go. This is our lesson. So go ahead and try this warm-up, and then we'll get going. All right, if you struggled on the warm-up, that is okay. We should have factored out a 3x here, leaving you with y squared minus 3x. You could always check your work by multiplying. So this would give you 3xy squared minus 9x squared. As long as this gets you what you started with, you're good. All right. Here, this was a tricky one. If you struggled with this one, I was trying to trick you. Okay, so you have 24 and 3. Let's look at our 24s. 24 is 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. You'll notice here that none of these can add up to 3. So this would be not factorable. Okay. Here we have 48 is 1 times 48, 2 times 24, 3 times 16, 4 times 12, and 6 times 8. Okay, so if we are completing our diamond, we're doing negative 48 and 2. So we're looking for a negative number and a positive number that can make 2. So we're looking for a negative and a positive that can make 2. So we'll look here, negative 6 and positive 8 make 2. Okay, so your final answer is x minus 6, x plus 8. Awesome. Okay, let's talk about this one. So we have, this was yesterday's lesson. This is a more straightforward one. Okay, right here, 2 times negative 12 gets you negative 24. And we need to make negative 5. Okay, so here's our 24s. We don't have to write them again once you've written them. We need 3 and 8. So this needs to be negative 8 and positive 3. So now we split up our polynomial. I will be reviewing this on the next slide, so if you are confused or zoning out, I need you to come back to me soon, and then we will factor by grouping. Factor out a 2x, giving us x minus 4 on the inside. Here I'll factor out a 3. That gets us x minus 4, 2x plus 3. It does not matter which way you write that answer. All right, let's review what I just did. So this was from yesterday, especially if you missed yesterday or if you missed Wednesday, February 4th. Okay, the first thing we do multiply AC. So that is the leading coefficient and the last term. So when we go to make our diamond, we will take 7 times negative 2, which is negative 14. Okay, then we will complete our diamond. Okay. This will be negative 14 plus 1. I'm going a little fast on the diamond part, so hopefully you can keep up. Okay, then step 2 is split the middle term. This is if you missed yesterday, so I'm going kind of fast. You can also look at yesterday's notes. So now we will take 7y squared is the first term. We will split the second term. Minus 14y plus 1y minus 2. So we split the middle term. Step 3 is factor by grouping. So we factor by grouping. Right here I'll factor out a 7y. Gives me y minus 2. Here I'll factor out a 1, leaving me with y minus 2. Final answer is y minus 2, 7y plus 1. Alright? Feel free to pause the video at any point or rewind, of course. I'm going a little fast, but here is today's lesson, so write this in your notes. Today's lesson is about the difference of two squares. The difference of two squares. So hopefully you know what the word difference means. Okay. So this method that I'm about to teach you for factoring only works for subtraction, for the difference of two squares. Okay, what do I mean by two squares? Well, two squares would be something that is a perfect square. So a perfect square would be like 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, right? We have the perfect square of these numbers would be the square root of these numbers. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Right? So these are our perfect squares. Now, x squared is also a perfect square. Okay? Because the square root of x squared is just equal to x, making x squared a perfect square. Okay? So, here's how we deal with this. The way we deal with this is we're going to talk about the formula of the difference of two squares. So if you can recognize the difference of two squares, this being a perfect square, and then 16 is also a perfect square, then you can use this formula. So the formula is a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b times a minus b. Okay, so if we're looking at our example problem, our x squared minus 16, I'm color coding, hopefully you can follow along with the color coding. The x squared is the blue, the first term, the 16 is the second term, and we can use this formula to help us get this. Now, if you want to understand this more deeply, I'm going to do this quickly, but if you were to multiply this out, you would get a squared minus ab plus ab minus b squared. Okay? Right here, when we combine these would be opposites, so they make 0. So technically you're having a squared plus 0 minus b squared. And we never write the 0. And that's how we ended up with a squared minus b squared. Okay, so let's use our formula for this one. A squared minus b squared, make our parentheses. So x plus minus, and then the square root of 16 is equal to plus or minus 4, which is why we have a plus and a minus. Okay, and this is our answer. Okay, perfect. All right, let's talk about this next one. So go ahead, pause the video. Try and figure this out on your own. If you can figure it out on your own, then you got it down. Okay. All right, so right here, we're going to do the difference of two squares. 4y squared is equal to 2y. So 2y goes here. It's our blue piece. We have plus, minus, square root of 9 is equal to plus or minus 3. So there's our 3 and our 3. Boom. This is our answer. These questions are really fast, you guys, once you understand the formula. Okay, this one, our formula, a squared minus b squared is going to equal a plus minus b. So if we're looking at this question, right here, we have 9 plus minus, the m squared is just m. We take the square root of that. That would be done. Okay, a little bit more difficult one here. Right here we have 25x to the 4th. Okay, the square root of that would equal 5x squared. Remember from ELO 2. It's from ELO 2. Okay, and then here we have the square root of 4y squared, which is equal to 2y. So our final answer would be 5x squared, our first term, plus minus 2y. All right. Okay, last one. This one's a hard one. I'm just going to go quickly. Pause the video, see if you can figure this out for yourself. Pause the video. All right, I hope you paused it. At least you tried it and you thought through it. So right here, I want to use the difference of two squares. Okay, my first term is x squared. That's easy. Now the 20, the square root of 20, if you remember from ELO 2, would be 2 times 2 times 5. And I need 2 to take out 1. So this would be equal to 2 root 5. So right here, 2 root 5, 2 root 5. All right, that's a tough one. I'm not going to put that on the test. Maybe as an extra credit question, I would put something hard like this. But yeah, hopefully this is helpful for you. If you can recognize that there's a square and there's a subtraction. So for example, right here, this is the difference of two squares. You can use the difference of two squares to factor it. Next ELO 4, we're going to be figuring out why this is useful. All right? Good luck, you guys. Thanks.